life's too short to be uncomfortable, so make others uncomfortable and wear something from www.shinybrandproducts.com.
Grid failure.
It just gets really quiet really quick.
Yeah, and dark.
And dark and hot or cold.
You know what's funny is, I drive all over the country, and I can't even tell you the number of times I see Teslas and electric cars sitting on the side of the road or getting towed, or you're at a fuel stop or something, and they're pulling them in with the tow truck, plugging them in right away, and you know what happened.
Oh, absolutely.
And some of them I've been able to talk to, but it is I don't know, man. Look, if you want to have a genuine conversation about some of these things, we need to talk about nuclear energy. We need to talk. That's one of the most green ways to do it that you really can. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot safer than people realize even.
Absolutely.
And so, especially with today's technology and all that stuff. But, I would encourage people to really go and do research on this, because there's so much stuff we can never talk about it. But, our governor currently has proposed that we do the same things in Minnesota that California has done. So now we're going to be out of power.
I'll tell you right now that I do not want to be stuck in an electric car in the middle of a snowstorm, stuck on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And so it's a double-edged sword. Well, not even a double-edged sword, but innovation creates innovation, and the more time and effort that's put into electric vehicles and batteries, the better they're going to get. With that being said, you can't put mandates and deadlines on this stuff, expecting things to just happen. You need to allow that process of innovation to happen. Yeah, the deadlines may push it, but California is a prime example of it's being pushed too fast. And what's going to happen? You're already seeing it with windmills that are being decommissioned because they're at the end of their lifespan. And what happens to the remnants of the windmills? What's going to happen to these batteries when they're at the end of their life? $26,000 for a new battery. And what happens to the old battery? Those things need to be addressed, and it'll come with time, but to just pick a magic number out of a calendar isn't the way to do it. And if we're going to be charging 100,000 vehicles in the next 15 years, we need to do a lot of work with our infrastructure and our power system.
We do.
We're not there. We're not even close.
No.
There's just too many variables to depend on solar panels and windmills at this point.
Please fact check me on this. So electric vehicles are obviously all the rage, and that's what everybody wants everybody to drive, right? And that's going to solve the problem of the globe. Well, why are we responsible for the globe is the first question. The second question is how many batteries does it take, all mined with fossil fuel, to make a Tesla battery?
How many batteries does it take to make a Tesla battery?
How many batteries that we would,
like a double A or a C or D?
Yeah, probably a D, I think is what they're talking about here.
No idea.
7,000.
7,000 D batteries to make a Tesla battery.
And by the way, those are the minerals that are mined are overseas in other countries, which have zero regulation. Yes. And
so we'll destroy other places on our planet as long as ours is kept pristine.
Right. Even Elon Musk, who we've talked about more than we should, is he said we cannot get rid of fossil fuels, and just recently, and to do that is to think that way is just insane. Essentially, I'm not using his words, but
it's ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
No,
we have 2,000 years of oil reserves in our own country. We're not going to run out of oil. Yes, we need to start looking at other options, but we're not going to run out of oil.
Right.
And in our lifetime, our grandkids' lifetime.
And that allows the technology to do some catch up too.
Yeah.
Free market. Every single time the free market has made these advances.
Yes.
Every time.
The government pushing this is not going to make it
No.
happen.
No.
It's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Whatever the government touches, they F up.
Yep. Absolutely. So I want people to hear what I'm saying, and I don't think that we should just be India or we should be China or any of that and just throw all rules out the window and just go for it. That's not at all what I mean either. We do need to be responsible in a balanced form.
Absolutely.
We get rid of these fossil fuels already. What would be the Northeast? They're already bracing for 300% increase in their winter costs.
Jeez.
Hopefully it doesn't. Right. Hopefully it doesn't amount to that. Well, what's that going to do? Who does that affect?
Everybody that's middle class and down. That's
Yeah.
who it's going to affect.
Right. And so that makes a lot of people poor, and that makes a lot of people homeless. And they're going to have to decide to pay their mortgage or keep the heat on, literally. And so this has got to end. These disingenuous arguments need to end, in my opinion. You need to come out, look at the whole picture, and say, yeah. I mean, Gavin Newsom in 2018 was talking about how great it is and how far they're going to innovate in California and all this kind of stuff. And 4 years later, he's like, don't plug your car in.
Great plan. If you want to make a difference in global warming, let's go to the biggest polluters, India, China. But what we're doing to preserve our planet is a drop in the bucket to what they're doing. That's contradicting everything and every dollar that we spend.
Absolutely. Over there.
To stop pollution. Absolutely.
So it's out of control.
Yeah. Follow the money.
So the average person like me in 2022, by the fuel costs and these issues that it has created, has been very difficult, to say the least, to run the business that I run. And because it relies on fuel, I'm not sure. Let me pull this up. I'm not sure if this is going to be exactly accurate, but it's pretty close. Gas prices have gone up 44% in the last year. Airline tickets 33%. I think airline tickets are actually a little bit more than that from what I looked at. Hotels up 23%. That's a huge part. Those first few big ones are a huge part of what I do to survive in the thing that I do to pay the bills I have. And it's up that much.
All comes out of your pocket.
All comes out of my pocket. My pockets are empty. And so I feel that pain that, other people feel, is my point. And we need to, as American people, look at the whole picture, in my opinion, and start standing up and voting in ways that make sense.
Right. And I don't think anybody actively wants to pollute our environment.
No.
That's ridiculous. We just need to be smart about how we're improving things.
Absolutely.
And let the private sector push it.
Yeah, for sure.
Not government regulation.
Be a smart ass now about your comments, suggestions, snide remarks, and email AskMatt@mattloganspeaks.com. We'll see you next time.